too bright. Hi everybody, welcome. Welcome to the Los Angeles Bellydance Academy. I have to still move all my props, I guess. Hey! I had thought I was ready to go, but perhaps I still need a few moments. So as we gather here, everybody, welcome, welcome. So glad that you have arrived. My name is Stefanya, and I am at the Los Angeles Bellydance Academy. It's a beautiful dance facility here in Los Angeles, California. A beautiful place to be. I hope you live here or come and visit at some point. So as I said, my name is Stefanya, and tonight we are going to do some belly dance tips and techniques. I like to consider that, you know, a nice beginner level, going over some things, not going over other things. So in case we don't go over something that you need, just go ahead and send us a message. I'll take it. And I will make sure that we work on it next time when we get together, okay? So the first hour, belly dance tips and techniques. Second hour is shimmy clinic. What are we gonna do? We're gonna shimmy. How long are we gonna do it? 60 minutes. How much fun are we gonna have? All the fun in the world, because shimmy is the best. So I have one more thing to let you know. Dance is an active sport. You must know the limitations that your own body has, which means you will be dancing together at your own risk. All right, dancers, so your feet should really enjoy the feeling of being firmly planted on the ground. As we get into the space of us here ready to dance, it's kind of a mental space. So the best place to kind of access that and lock in is just with a few wonderful, delicious breaths. So breathe in through your nose, pretty simple. And then out through your mouth. Ah, so nice. Wonderful. So we're going to exaggerate the breathing just a little bit, not like normal, but you know, just a little bit exaggerated drama breath. Here we go. Breathe in. Ah, and breathe out. Good. You can even enjoy it. You don't even have to act like you enjoy it. You can enjoy it. Breathe in. Oh, it's wonderful. Breath in. Smells good, tastes good, everything's good, and it was so refreshing. One more time, deep breath in, and breathe out. Now, as we take the class together, I really want to always remind you of that nice, deep, refreshing breath that you get to return to, because it's there to replenish you. We may get a little tired, we may work up a little tension, but right there. Sometimes tension in the body, sometimes tension in the mind. But what are we gonna do? Yeah. All right. Enough with that. So you'll remember that. And then also remember to squeeze your inner thighs a lot, because it's super, 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 super important. Squeeze inner thighs. Once you squeeze the muscle in the inner thighs, that's lifting the pelvis, resetting everything, so my spine has a chance to go directly straight up into the sky. As it flows upward, the tension actually is releasing, so by the time I get to my shoulders, my earlobes, my throat, my neck, everything's super relaxed. Just wonderfully ooey gooey up here at the top. So again, it starts off tight. It starts off twisted at the bottom, tight. And then as you make your way up to the top, it's getting lighter and airier and softer and wonderful and smiling and stuff. All right, here we go, smiles. Let's start from the top. Take a deep breath in. Arms are going to go all the way up into the sky. Exhale, just like we just practiced, all the way down again. Breathe in, arms up, breathe in. Exhale down. Woo! And breathe in. Exhale, all the way out and down. Drop the first one over. Take a moment, shake it out. Relax, loosen up. Slowly up, roll up. And continue all the way up. Exhale, out and down. Drop it over. Deep breath in, glance forward, long line, smile. Exhale, roll up, soften the knees. Keep the flow. Breathe in, arms up and down. Drop it over, tuck it in. Deep breath in, glance forward. Exhale, down, roll up. Last time, breathe in. Out and down. Deep breath in, glance forward. Exhale, roll up. Good. Did you make it? We're going to go side to side. Reach out. 1, 2. I can't see who that is. Sorry. I don't need glasses. I just can't see that small. Sorry. Hey, welcome. I'm so glad you gave a chat. Thanks for doing it. Here, keep going. And arm up. 2, 3. I'm so glad that everybody's here. I know not everybody wants to type, but I'm going to feel you right in my heart. I can feel you moving. Good. Side to side. And spiral. Breathe in and out. You guys have time, you can give a little like, share it with your friends, tell one, tell all. We're dancing, we're moving. Squeeze your inner thighs, good. All right, feet together, and deep breath in. Open up, and exhale, contract, roll all the way down. Flat back out and up. I hope your tummy was nice and tight. Squeeze those inner thighs, breathe in. Open up, exhale, roll down, flat back up. Wonderful, let's do it one more time. Deep breath in. I'm flat back all the way up until the upper back, just giving it a little bit of an arch, and now I'm gonna contract and reverse that arch. Find that long line again, come up, super strong back, good, shoulders down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Your arms are in front. Double time. 1, 2, 3. Are you tapping down? Release. Up, release. Good. Double time. 1. Let it fall down. Arms come up. Breathe in. And open. Let's reverse the arms. Squeeze the inner thighs. And exhale. Let the arms fall down. Good. All the way up. And we're going to hold. Wonderful. Squeeze those inner thighs. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Squeeze them good. Look your head over to one side. Come back into the center. Hold on to it. Look the other way. Back into the center. Don't give up. Side. Center. I better not give up, huh? All right. Here we go. Head circle all the way around. Breathe in. Open up your heart. Don't crunch your neck. Exhale around. Breathe in. Open up. Reverse. Again. Open up. And exhale. Breathe in. And exhale. Shoulder circles. 1, 2. Are you breathing? Are you using your elbows? Are you opening up your heart in the front and back? Are you smiling? Good. Full movements in the arms. Open up and forward. And 1. Smile. 2. And 3. And breathe. Smile and breathe. Hand in hand. You do the one, you'll do the other. Up. 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 Wonderful. All right, so that's traditionally our warm-up. I'm very proud of you for making it all the way through. And so we're ready to move on. Tonight we're going to start with just our hands, and we're going to start with that gentle flow. Push down, pull in, push down, pull in, just float that into the center. Wonderful. Let that cross in the center line, keeping the elbows nice and high. The movement is soft and romantic, has a lot of passion, yet gentle. Let's add that new move. Take it out and in. Use the breath. Take and give. You breathe in, breathe out. Good. Your arms are going to start to flow upward. Upward. They're going to cross in the center, and that circle is going to keep flowing all the way down. And back up, breathe in, and breathe in, and breathe in. Cross. Let them flow down. Good. Keep flowing. 1, 2, good. Arms to the center line. 1, 2, 3. They can cross here in the center. 1. Same movement, just cross in the center. May feel a little different, may look a little different. It's not really that different. Your brain will get used to it. You'll keep breathing, keep going. 1, 2, 1, 2. Cross in the center. 1, 2, 1, 2. Good. Take that same move straight up. You can do it over your head, in front. If you do it too close, see how you're not gonna. So make sure you get a little distance. But that essential movement stays there the whole time. Wonderful. Hey, hi everyone. Hi Erica, hi Pepper. All right, here we go. Shoulder, elbow, wrist through the center line. Lift up, drop down. Both feet flat on the floor. Exhale and breathe in. Exhale, double time. Smaller, faster. 2, let it flow. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Keep going. Shoulder, elbow, wrist. Breathe in, breathe out. Shoulder, elbow, wrist. Through the body. Just the right arm. Shoulder, elbow, wrist. Other side. Shoulder, elbow, wrist. Good. So one is going to go up, the other one's going to come down, and then we have those snake arms. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. We make it easier when we get to change the weight. Awesome. So that change the weight is just making sure that the body gets to sway from the right side to the left side, in addition to moving the arms. So when we just do it here, this is more like a drill, very static, almost difficult, hard, yes. So we're gonna let it flow side to side. And I'm going to the same side as my shoulder that's going up. Yeah, all right, 1. That doesn't mean I couldn't do the opposite of that. I'm just not doing it right now. Keep breathing, side to side. 1, 2, 3. I think you got it. Good. One more time, nice and static. You can feel that it's a little bit harder to get it done here. Ah, so nice there. Wonderful. Moving on, we have those shoulder twists. Trunk twist with a stop is an important move because we can add it to other things. We may utilize the shimmy a lot, and in fact, the second hour we're going to be doing lots of shimmies. However, right now we want to take that base form of just twist. 1, 2, 1, 2. Just the twist, and with a stop. Not a push, not an exaggeration from the center, just where it's natural. The stop is just the stop of motion. Stop, stop, stop. You don't need to push. Does that make sense? I won't need my shoulder to push. No, right? Twist, twist, twist. So there's your tip for the day. No push. Just natural. 1, 2. The quality of the movement will change when you breathe more, squeeze your inner thighs more, smile more, practice more. So let it come with all those things. You gotta spend your time smiling. Twist, twist. Wonderful. Now, a little bit tricky. We're gonna add the twist and the lift. Twist, lift. So we did this before with the lift. We just always expressed the arm outside the movement, but it was here in the shoulders. So we have twist, lift, twist, lift, twist, lift. The opposite shoulder is always doing the opposite. So if I'm confusing you, if I say up and down, you can see that there's a motion for twist, lift, twist, lift. The lift is coming on the opposite side. Then when I smooth it out, you see I got that little shoulder roll, but it's coming from the center of the body. Lift on one side, lift on the other side. As I lift the opposite shoulder, droops down. 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, so my silly game is, I like to call these bird arms. Silly game, because that's not what they're called. I like to call these snake arms. They look like snakes, right? Okay. I like to call these arms wave. All right? So I want you to see the difference in quality or style or whatever you see that the snake arms and the bird arms are a single point A to B. What we've now added is that internal spiral. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. And smooth, and back. And smooth, and back. So I have a shoulder circle. The other circle is, or the other shoulder is always in opposition. It's just the way it is. So I might turn one side closer to the audience so it looks like it's the one I want you to pay attention to. Good. Let's go the other shoulder. And forward. Let's fall down. Forward. 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 Slow. 1, 2, 1. Good. So, if I add the hands, I want you to notice that this movement is different than most things. Most things we go and we take, I want this, I want this, I want this, right? Belly dance is always going to express the movement out from the heart to the people. Here it is, it's going to come here. So this move is going to remind you of this because when my hand moves, it's always going to follow the movement that was already initiated from the center of my body. My hand will not lead, it will follow. Side, side. So it is pretty simple. Just relax your arms, let it pull back, let it pull back. Good. All the work is here in the rib cage. The shoulders are relaxed. Throat is relaxed. Neck is relaxed. It's in the middle. Lift and twist, lift and twist. 1, 2, 1, 2. I haven't changed the motion, always the same. Now, when I change my weight, you know it becomes easier. So we're back to that. Now in the center, still pretty good. That's a pretty easy one to make more isolated. Side to side. In. Again, side, side, side. If I wanted the arm to change spot, it changes on the down. Bring it in and up. Let's do it again. Down. 1, 2, 3. The arm comes down and in. Breathe in. 2, 3. Arm drops down, follows with the other side. Good. Breathe it in. 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1, 2, 1, 2. So I hope you can see the difference between the movements that are snake arms and the ones that we would say, loosely call them waves. I say the arm looks like a wave. But I kind of call that like shoulder circle. But it's still not, because it's more like a figure 8 and block, block, block. The most important thing is that you are discovering the way your body is going to move. And each time you practice, you discover a little bit more. So you may come back to the video a couple times, right? Because you might want to practice that a couple times. Awesome. Good job, everybody. So let's keep going. In the chest, we're going to go up, down, side, side. Up, down, side, side. Here, relax. Then on the opposite side, to move the chest, yes. Up, down, lat, lat. Up, down, lat, lat. Up, down, lat, lat. How does that feel? Should we go faster? Yes. And up, down, side, side. Up, down, side, side. 1, 2, 1, 2. Up, down. Up, down. Up, down. Up, down. Good job. Let's do circle forward. And so we're going to do 4 slow and 8 fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have to reverse. 4, 4, slow. Use the breath. If you're feeling tired, you want to breathe a little bit more, faster, smaller. 1, 2, 3. Push around on the floor. 2, 3, 4. We're going to go on the up. Same thing. Circle up and up and up, and up. Double time goes 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Reverse. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 8 of them fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good job. So, like a little roller coaster up, roller coaster up. Up and circle left, up and circle left, up and circle left. Good. Keep going. Breathe in, breathe out. Connect more with the floor. Find that push down. All right. So if we have a circle, and I have that little rhythm in the music, I can break down my circle in 2 halves. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. 1 foot is the inside. 1 foot is the outside. Can we practice that? So we breathe in. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Now, it's going to be easier when we add the circle. Front, back, front, back, front, back. So each step gets half the circle. Front half, relax the back half. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Let's go the circle the other way. 1, 2. Sorry, the feet should have stayed the same feet. We're just changing the upper half. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Let's go the other way, same foot. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's reverse, same foot. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Oh my goodness. So the circle should come with breathing in and breathing out. Right now we weren't doing circles up, but you could have done the same thing. I just don't want you to mix the two, okay? So if my feet break down the doom tech, tech, doom tech, doom tech, tech, doom tech, doom tech, tech, doom tech, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. So I took half of my circle per step. It's a good practice to start the coordination, right? Yeah, it's not too bad. All right. So, because maybe we're going to get a little bit warmed up for Shimmy Clinic later, let's just do a couple drops down into the belly, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, and 2, and 1, 2, 3. A couple more times. Can you hear it with a beat? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3. Last time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Last time I lied. 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3. Little roll. Get that roll in there. Okay, good. So let's do the real work here, the camel. So we want to go forward, breathe in, back, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Keep your inner thighs together. Smile. And exhale. And breathe in and exhale. Double time. Goes 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. I want you to feel grounded. I want you to feel that your feet are not going to leave the floor and all the energy is pull and push from the floor. Double time. 1, 2, 1, 2. More grounded, more low. Lift the arm. 2, 3, 4. You can bring them down the center line. Again, breathe in and down. Good. So the slower we go, the bigger the rocking movement can be. When we cut the time in half, maybe we got that nice kind of balance at that moment between moving and contracting. And then sometimes we go to the movement that seems like it's a little bit more contraction than rocking forward, but the rocking forward is still there. So for me, as we get into some of the other moves, you'll see easily that the changing of weight side to side, easy to see. But you may not notice that here is a change of weight from the balls of the feet to the heels. So I have that camel, I need to connect the breath forward. I need to connect with the breath in as I go forward, exhale as I go out. 1, 2. So I breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Inner thighs together. Now I'm starting to think about the double time, the speed I need to go, and the small movement here. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and front and back and front and back. When it is this fast, it's always a little bit easier to be changing the full weight front and back. Good, you can practice that in a little circle. Once we really, really dramatically change the weight, the movements get a little bit easier. But sometimes we need to practice them right in place so we get the coordination down. So we have front, back, front, back, front, back. Faster is smaller. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and toes and heels in front and back, front and back, front and back. Wonderful. Good. So if we were to now reverse, that's all we have to do. If we want to look like we were going undulation up the body, I don't want to take my first movement forward. I want to take my first movement backwards to the forward. Now to the forward, it kind of looks like it spills out, but you're going to remember that this is our neutral position. This is actually, even though it's a little bit confusing, this is the spill. This is when I'm tilting and pouring everything out. And then when I go forward, I'm going into a nice flat, straight, comfortable, easygoing, relax it position. Back is the big contract. I exhale, I tuck it under, I dig my heel into the floor, and then I breathe in, back to neutral. Exhale, and forward. I'm trying to get the tuck in my abs as low as possible. And dancers, as you do that, I'm going to give you a secret now. This is not the secret anymore because I'm telling you, and you're welcome. Use your inner thighs. Before you want your tummy to roll, I want you to squeeze the inner thigh, the adductor muscle, not the big booty, but the kind of like the leg muscle that's like the booty right under the booty. You can tell the tushy's like in the trunk of the body. This is the top of the legs, Here we go. Inner thigh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Double time. Goes front, back, front, back. I'm changing my weight from my heels to my toes. Double time. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2. Good. We're going to stay right here. We're going to add a twist. 4 to the corner. It's a small little corner. Easy. Don't even move your feet down there. Just think corner. Just a little point over there. Hey, hi everybody. And yes, to the center. Let's just say hi to people like, you know, over there. Not over here. Just that easy little diagonal. That's where your audience is. A little bit more. 1, 2, hey, there they are. 1. I've been looking for you guys. Who knew you were over there? Good. What if we just take it 2 each time? We gotta remember to twist faster. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Good. Let's do it again. Don't forget, rock forward and back. That's what that view in the mirror is. You can kind of see my weight change, hopefully, over and over. Singles. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Are you breathing? Are you smiling? Keep going. Strong arms. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Faster means smaller. And 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Keep going. And 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. All right. Shake it out. Shake it out. Shake it out. Shake it out. When we do the camels, we got to know where our weight goes in the beginning. So we're going to practice together the step from the up down to the reverse. And we're going to keep in mind that we don't have a lot of space. So let's keep in mind together that being so specific about which foot is working correctly is maybe not going to be, we don't need it right now, so we can let that one go because you only have 2 feet. And this step is about kind of like this rocking thing between each foot. So I want you to give me a good rock step, and then I want you to listen to the music. Because every time we arrive back on the count of 1, we're probably going to try to start over something new. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1. So I got to the 1, and I probably want to start something new. So when I get to 7, 8 from before, I start thinking about the something new. Whether you get the feet changed just right or not, it doesn't really matter right now because I want the feeling. Because I know if you get the feeling, the feet will be there, okay? So I'm just kind of talking about right and left. Let your body go with the flow. You only have 2 feet. I didn't ask you to grow a 3rd. Everybody's good for right now. Yes. So 1, 2, 3, then we're gonna switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and switch. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm doing the reverse. So here I go. Front, back, back, and switch. Back, front, back, front. Again. 1, 2, 3, and switch. 1, 2, 3. Move your feet. 1, 2, 3. Switch. Back, front, back, front. A few more times. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and front, back, reverse, back, front, reverse. Even the timing reverses, so catch it. That's the and 1. So we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2, up. And. Are you catching on? If you're bored, you can add a shimmy. I don't know which one, maybe like a shoulder shimmy. No, not yet. We're not there yet. We're coming. Good job, everyone. The last little thing I think we could work on is the kind of how we do those same steps in reverse. So this is going to be forward, touch, step, touch, step, touch, step, touch, step. And then backwards, it's just a single step. Step it down, step it down, step it down, step it down, step it down. Then I'm going to reverse. Touch, step, tuck, under, step. 2 under undulations. 1. One more time. Good. Under, around the room. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Back it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. We want to add the twist. So 4 regular. 4, 3, 2. With the twist, little twist, little twist, little twist, little twist. When I come, 1, 2, 3, 4, little twist, and little twist, and. Let me take the music back again. How'd that go for everybody? I like that tempo for us right now. All right, so when I go back, there's 8, and I have 1, 2, 3, twist. 1, 2, 3, 2 to the front, touch step. 1, 2, 1. Now with the twist, 1, and I think you did it. Good job. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Pull, twist, and And all you're thinking about is a pretty short diagonal just right there, and it's a squeeze back. And keep your inner thighs together. Here, take the hips with you. Yes, forward in the center, touch, step, little twist to the side, little twist. Last time, breathe in. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, let's do the last time and let me do it right. Sorry about that. I was already moving on. Back it up. Hey, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Here we go. Twist. I always do that. Under. Up. And twist. Excellent. Now, if you wanted to, you could take those twists a little bit lower, but you can practice that on your own. All right. Yeah, we're getting somewhere. Are you feeling warm? I'm feeling pretty good. So we're going to take the elevator down, and that's my funny way of reminding you that we're going to be in plie. The heels need to be on the floor. You need to be squeezing the inner thighs together. So without trying hard enough, this is the shape of my hips. Trying as hard as I need to is there, right? I'm going to take that position of squeeze, and I'm going to learn to hold that tight and get that little contraction in the other leg. So I can't drop both. I have to hold on to one and have a single contraction in that hip. Relax and press. 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm in plie, and you know it's true because my hips are rising up to my shoulders, bending down. Gives me the room to move the hip. If I was in a straight leg position, I wouldn't be able to make this hip move and have my feet flat on the floor. Wonderful. So now I'm just going to go to the other side. Please join me. Trying to find the same feeling that this leg is going to stay super tight, just tighten it up. And the other leg has a chance to release, contract, release, contract, release, contract, up. Up, and get it right there on that beautiful piece of music. Up, 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 other side. Faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. On the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Repeat with 4s. 4, 3, 2, and 4, 3, 2. Cut it down to 2s, then singles. 1, 2. From the top. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and up. Up. Singles. Drop the arms. Breathe in. I hope you're counting. Arms up. Arms in. Beautiful. 2 counts. Goes right, left, right, left. Same arm as before. Lift up. Smile. Relax. But get that contraction in. Arm center. Keep going. All right, fastest singles. Here we go, right and left. And we're going to let those feet step out, step to the ground on each one of those singles. Let's just get a little circle in place just to make sure that we're nice and loosened up. The hips need to be tucked under. It's a good time to check. The more tucked under the hips are, the easier the swing will be. The swing is not side to side, it's up and down into the space I created by making a plie. So my hips are giving up and towards the shoulders. Yes, a little pattern with the foot. Front step, back step. Do you see that in the mirror? I hope you do. Front step, front step, front step. Doesn't matter what foot, but it repeats the same foot over and over, over and over, until we choose to stop and we go to the other side, right? So we gotta start on that other side. Stay low. We want to act like maybe we're trying to balance something on our heads. I'm trying to balance the biggest headband anyone's ever seen. How am I doing so far? Balancing it pretty good. But I don't want that, whatever I would balance here, I don't want it to bounce. That's why the knees need to be in plie, and I need to be used to, I don't know if that's right. I need to make it a habit of being really comfortable in plie and making my steps in a pattern. All right? So, here's the pattern. Walk to the front, walk to the back. Front step, back. We cut it in half. Forward step. 1, 2, 3, walk it back. 1, 2, 3, cut it in half. One step middle, back step middle, one step middle. You get to think about it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we're just going to do that at the same time and letting the hips in plie just hit each one of those steps. 6, 5, 6, we go. Forward, 1. We go back. Front, middle, back, middle. Okay, that was fun. Let's do it again. 1. And back. And front. Oh, it's like a little pattern. Maybe I should do it a couple times. And when we get tired of having one leg dominant, all we need to do is take a little break right here and switch. Other foot. Walk forward. Walk back. Other side. Let's do it again. Good job. Walk forward. Are you breathing? Walk back. And front. Last 2 times. Make sure that posture is nice and straight. The arms will help you if they're slightly front and pressing down. And 1. I think I was off. I don't remember how. Oh yeah, I'm off all over the place. That's okay, that's okay. Sorry everybody. How are you guys feeling? Feeling good, feeling good? I want you to see now a little bit more here. Hips, right? We are going to work on some positions in the hips that have to do with our downs, but I would like for you to remember that downs are nothing more than the movement we've already been practicing, because as we go down, we notice what goes up must come down, so always on the opposite side. But what we hadn't done up until this moment is feel the weight on the same side when we accent the down. Typically, we were accenting the weight and the up. So the down was when I came off it, and the up was when I went to that side. So right now, I'd like for you to firmly plant your feet on the floor. Plie your knees, drop your tailbone under. And I just want you to make the smallest movement here in the hip. Put your weight and stretch your hip down. And if anybody's ever been to a class where you're like trying to stretch this one in the beginning, like a nice lateral stretch, right? That's what this one is. This is kind of like finding that lengthening here. If you want to know what the knee is doing and the weight of the body, as you go into the knee, as your weight goes into the leg, as it drops down into the floor, the knee bends. Okay? So I get heavy in that side, the knee bends, the hip follows, and then to create that lengthening, I'm not going to let my chest follow. Then I'm just going to bring it back up to normal. So I bend the knee, I make a long line, I bring it to normal. Bend, normal. Bend, normal. Let's do the other side. Let's see how it feels. Other side. Naturally, when we just work on one side to the next, I don't want you to feel like you need a big movement. it's not gonna happen. And especially if you're newer to this, you're gonna have some room to stretch out. But even if you've been doing it for a long time, only when we go extremely like far on the right side, far on the left side, does the movement kind of seem big. So when we're just working on just moving on one side, you gotta be satisfied even if it feels small. That's what we're doing. We'll connect it, it'll feel a little bit bigger, and we'll still have to be satisfied with that. But just that down in the hip is right there. Down, 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 down. So my weight shifted from each side. When it gets down there, I'm gonna have the lockdown. Lock once, lock twice, lock once, twice. So one side, other side, and. In my personal philosophy, when I say level 1, I think of level 1 as being a couple things. One is that your feet are flat on the floor, like literally the first level. Level 1 is also kind of talking about, for me, layering, because there are going to be some things we can naturally layer in the beginning, but level 2 is like multi-layering, like doing this and shimmying at the same time. So that's the next class that's coming too, right? So what is my point? Let's see. When I'm doing this lockdown, it would maybe be easier to lift my feet, but that's not the level I'm thinking of right now. So it is a little bit more difficult to do this move in a plie. It has to be more isolated, but that's just where we're working it today. If we just put it into a choreography, no, we would have some different styling to this move, right? But the reason why I wanted to get it is I have this little combo I'd like to teach. It has to do with slide. It has to do with the lift and pull down in the hip. It has to do with a stop and gooey motion. Okay? So if I break this down to you, we've already kind of done the hard part, which is feeling the lockdown. We're going to connect that with some music, and it's going to make it a little bit easier to get that lockdown, but let's start one step before, which is just the hip needing to slide side to side. The hip sliding side to side takes the upper body. It needs its action to look like it's inactive, right? So we have to compress on each side a lot. So as you're adding extra stuff or doing whatever we're about ready to do, don't forget that the upper body is very active in the section where the hip slide is happening. So the hip slide is going to be happening really slow, and as we do that hip slide, we want to manipulate the hips up and down. All right, so you know what to do. Hips go up and down by moving the knees. So what are we talking about here? We're talking about moving the knees and sliding at the same time. All right, so I'm just kind of meshing those two things together. I'm getting my body kind of prepared. Just moving my hips and sliding. So, when I go out, I'm going to start by, before I go slide, I'm going to lift my hip up. Right? So my knee straightens a little bit. I slide my hip to the side, and then I'm going to lock it down. I'm going to lift it back up, and then I'm going to let my hip lock back down again. So let's try that. So it's a lift, slide, back to neutral, back to the lift, back to neutral, back to neutral. Wow. Right? So that's a lot. I tense, I slide, drop, bring it back, drop, bring it up, drop, bring it back, drop, bring it up, drop, bring it back. So my slide has to fit in. I slide with my hip up, I drop it down, I slide, I bring it back, I drop it down. Slide, drop, drop. What is my drop doing? I wonder if you can see it. My knee, each one of these is bending a little bit more, bending a little bit more. Slide, bend, slide, bend, slide, bend, slide, bend. I'm gonna put my hands here because I think that's gonna help you see the movement a little bit better. Slide, bend, slide, bend, slide, bend, slight bend. Now, it's your job to squeeze those inner thighs and make sure that hip doesn't curl up. Don't let the tailbone curl up. Let's go to the other side. Let's make sure we're nice and tucked in. And we have that slide to the side, and what we're gonna add is the up and down in the hip. So, we drop it down, we pick it up, we slide, it doesn't have to be big, drop it down, pick it up, slide, and drop, lift, drop, lift. So just lifts and drops on a single side with the slide, and 1, 2, 1, other side, 1, 2, 1, other side, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. But that's not really the combo, and I'm losing my headband. So let me put my headband back on, because I lost my balance in my headband. Jeez Louise. All right. My hair and makeup crew is on point. So, plie is hard, but we're staying in there. Sliding is hard, but we're bracing our bodies with our lats, and we're gonna add this little hip lock into a swervy, 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 swervy movement. So, what you actually need to practice, I think, is a stop, motion stop. In motion stop, and at the end of the stop, you just have to act like it's dramatic, right? So I was in motion and I stopped, in motion and I stopped, in motion and I stopped, in motion and I stopped. So that when I throw it into that ooey gooey motion, I know the difference. I don't necessarily need to like contract a muscle to make a nice stop. I could just like stop and let the technical word, I could let it keep flowing, and then once that hits the wall, once it hits capacity, can't go anymore, it shakes it up, right? So especially on that down, if I was lifting up and I gave it a little drop down, there's gonna be a down that's gonna flop. I don't have to go down and hold it, right? I can go like flick the water off, bring it in, flick the water off, and flick it. And I just mean that with the style of what that drop feels like. It's squeezed and it just goes bleh. It squeezes and it goes bleh. It doesn't have to go doom, right? So if anybody's used to cheerleading and has some things they've done that's like really strong and sharp, we can kind of let this relaxed quality be in the movement. So, a little bit of the pattern here so we can move on, and I have one more step before we wrap up the hour, which would be out, in, smooth, and when I smooth, I'm going to change my weight over to the other side so that my opposite side is ready to start the push. Lock, lock, up and over with a smooth, and lock, lock, up and over with a smooth. So I'm just not going to stop the movement, I'm going to keep going. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Side, back, side, and side, back, side, and. You're gonna have to be ready for that foot that comes next. Let's do that with the music, and then I'm gonna add the next little move. Coming soon, coming soon. Five, 6, 7 goes out, in, out, switch, out, in, out, switch. 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. Keep going. 1, 2, 1. Switch your weight. 1, 2. Switch your weight. Smooth. Again. Slide back, up and over. Slide back, up and over. Last one. Side, back, up and over. And so remember that we're going to have this 3-step. This 3-step is going to bring us into this little position. This nice little position is going to give us access to twist, push. When I twist, I'm going to add a little figure 8 because I'm going to have my hips work, twist, push,
and I'm going to drop it down there. Did you see the first one? Circle, twist, up and push. I had to drop down. Now as I twist to the back side, my hip is going to lift, and when I get back to neutral, I'm just going to always remember to go down. When I focus on this and I remember there's down, lift up, down, that down kind of helps me stay in my rhythm down. Up and up and up and up and 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. So each time we switch, we're going to take the foot front, side, then you're going to step to the back, and then you're going to have the other foot ready. 1, 2, 3, 4. Twist and lift and down, twist and lift and down, twist and lift and down, twist and lift and down. Front lift, back push. 1, 2, 1, 2. 3 steps. 1, 2, 3. Goes forward. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Front, back. 1, 2, 3. Front, back. 1, 2, 3. Front, back. So we go up, down, other side, and up, down, other side, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3. Did you get all the way through? Let's go again. So we go out, in, up and over, switch. Out, in, up and over, release the leg. Drop the leg to the ground, sweep the hip, and drop the leg to the ground, sweep the hip, and 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. We started over. 2, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Front, back. 1, 2, 3. Front, back. Down, in, over, switch. Down, in, over. Sweep the leg. 1, 2, 3. Forward, back. 1, 2, 3. Forward, back. Remember those arms? Those circle arms from the beginning of the class? I'd like that to be our break. So we start. 1, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 1. And into the heart, forward, back, into the heart, forward, back. Arms. 2, you can kind of let them just flow in improv. 6, from the top. Goes 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 3. Arms. Wherever you want them to go, let them flow. Those are your circle shoulders. All right, from the top, side, in, up and over. Side, in, up and over, and 1. Front, back, 1. Front, back. Circle arms and shoulders. Listen to your music. And from the top, here we go. Out. 1, 2, 1, 2. Change the weight. Breathe in. Ha. Breathe in. Circle arms. All right, fast tempo. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, go. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, and up. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 1, 2. We kind of fitted it in there. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. I added an extra one. Made it fit. All right, last time. Out, in, over. Out, in, over. Step around. Hip. And hop, hop, hop. Shoulders.
the perfect timing. All right, I'll take it. Perfect timing for the first class. Let's take a nice little 5-minute break. Let's enjoy that. Take some water. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. We'll see if the best little student will come into the studio and join us a little bit. I have my friend here to share if she wants. I can't force her, she may be shy. So 5 minutes, dancers, I'm gonna come back. Please hydrate a lot. We're gonna do some shimmies. I think I'm gonna have them all standing up tonight, so no worries about doing any floor work. 5 minutes, we'll come right back. Thanks everybody. You're doing awesome. I'm proud of you. spend another wonderful hour with me, the Los Angeles Bellydance Academy, coming into your home, possibly your backyard, maybe your garage. I don't know. But as we get started here, we know that this class is going to take a lot of energy, so we're going to remind ourselves just to breathe. Spread those toes nice and wide. Spend the moment to squeeze your inner thighs together, tuck that tailbone down, let the body raise up. Awesome. So we're going to take a deep breath in. The arms are going to go up into the sky. We're going to interlace our fingers. You can keep that center finger pointed straight up if you'd like. And we're going to attach that foot deep into the floor and take a nice side bend as we breathe in. And as you exhale, you can come up. Let's plant that same foot, it's the opposite foot, into the floor, stretching that further down than you are stretching to the side. Awesome, let's do it again. Let's keep those shoulders pressed forward, nice and flat. Don't rotate in, meaning don't contract. Keep it nice and open. Last, breathe in. Wonderful, good news. So we're going to go to the side. We're going to have our feet parallel. I want you to take a nice long flat back in that parallel position. I want you to squeeze your inner thighs together. So don't let your hips create a space here. Bring that movement together. Lengthen the back as long as possible. And then if you're ready, you can create a spiral by letting your arm reach down towards your ankle and lifting the other leg up. Squeeze the inner thighs. Breathe in through the nose, breathe out through the mouth. Good. Back up, little airplane position. You can drop both hands down to the floor. Let's go all the way over. Drop the head over, shake it up. Keeping the hips really square, keeping the inner thighs squeezed together. We can bend the back knee. Open up the hips. Long spine. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Straighten the leg. Wonderful. Back up to that kind of airplane position. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Take one more spiral just because it's hard. Awesome. Back up. Flat back. Recover. Wonderful. And you can flip around to the other side. So your inner thighs are really squeezed together. You're not going to let the space open in the hip, and you're going to go for a really long back to begin with. Inject the feet down into the floor so that you can have control over that contraction in your thighs, and then it makes it easy to lengthen the spine. This is going to be important, so you better work it. Right. When you're ready, drop one arm down to the ground, lift the other one up, and spiral. Breathe in through the nose. Breathe out through the mouth. Breathe in through the nose. Good. Release the spiral back up. Drop the arms all the way down to the floor. Drop the head over. Shake it out. Relax, 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 relax. Good. You're going to bend the back knee. Drop it down. Keep those inner thighs tucked in. Keep them squeezed together. Keep the feet parallel. Lift it back up. Back up to that airplane position. Flat back. Find it nice and strong. Find the feet ejecting down into the ground. Oh, spiral. Breathe in through the nose. Out through the mouth. Back up. And wonderful. Now, last one is we're going to return into a little plie position. You must lift up as you allow your body to go down into its plie. Excuse me. Lift up, lift up, lift up. Drop the tailbone under. And let's squat down. As deep as we can, feel comfortable. And what I want is for you to feel that your feet, the sole of your feet are pressing down. And when you pop up just a little bit, you can access those muscles in the inner thigh. So we're going to go into these little bounces. As you go down, you can feel your hips opening up. And just a deep contraction in. Wonderful. So you feel those little bounces. Now, the lats need to be strong. Pull into the belly button.
Breathe and smile, lift one heel. And switch. Both heels up. Good. Both heels down. Drop down. Lift it up. More into the belly button. Lift up one heel. Lift up the other heel. Both heels up. And 4, 3, 2. Again, heel drop. 1, 2, 3. Lift up. 1, 2, 3. Lift up. 1, 2, 3. Both up. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to lift up slowly all the way to the releve. Squeeze the inner thighs. Exhale. Again. Down. Bounce. Pull it in. 6, 7, and lift the heel. Heel rotates to the inside. Switch. The other heel rotates to the inside. Both heels rotate to the inside. You can do it. Last time. Lift it up. Oh, but why do you say? Why? Because this is shimmy clinic. We want those legs tired. Do they feel tired? Good. Because now that they're tired, we are ready to get it going here. So, it's all going to be about shimmy, Egyptian shimmy. Egyptian shimmy is finding your center with enough, how do I say, attention to the inner thigh that we, scratch it. Take a deep breath with me. I need to start over. The Egyptian shimmy that we're doing tonight is not for beginners, right? We're going to pass the beginner plop, 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 plop. So what I need out of your shimmy clinic, let's call it slightly intermediate, you've had some time working on your Egyptian shimmy. This is not the first time you're Egyptian shimmy. So that you're able to take the rhythm of your shimmy slightly tighter. I don't want you to think of that rhythm faster. But we know that that is definitely faster than this. So if this is your level today, you can work on this the whole time, but really don't listen to anything else I'm saying, and just keep going back and forth. Now, if you've worked on that enough that you're beginning to feel your body lengthening in an Egyptian shimmy, let's start from there. Okay, so here we are. My legs are in motion, and I know that I'm flapping back and forth. But what exactly are you looking for? Think of a seam inside the pants. Think of that seam running down your pants. And we want a definite change of space on each side with each movement. So if I move my right knee bends, my right leg, the flesh, goes completely past my left. And then when I go to switch, it completely passes. And it does that with a rhythmic, rapid speed that I'm able to control where my body's tight. So, I can't do this with everything trying to make it happen. I need to make compartments in my body and know what's working where. So, the inner thighs, the adductor muscle, is making this running motion. And all of that is happening below the trunk of my body. So as I work up the trunk of my body, I'm really not doing anything. I'm breathing, I'm talking, I'm smiling. My arms are flailing around so I can express myself to you. But for right now, I'm not really doing anything in the center. However, probably the attention that you see in this beautiful, gorgeous, amazing Egyptian shimmy that everyone in the world should learn to do, you see that the abs and the belly button kind of give into this kind of watery side-to-side motion. So I want you to practice that with me. And we're going to take it step by step. We're going to remember that the feet are the first step. So if you feel really crunched down in the arch of your foot and you feel rolled in to the center of the arch, you're probably having your knees hit one another and it's not that fun. And any other variation of things that can go wrong in the feet and the ankles and the knees, can be cured by finding your inner thighs more. So there's 1,000 scenarios that I could name, and one of them you go, oh, I think that's me. But they all really get fixed in the same spot, and there's the good news. So maybe up until now, you haven't spent a lot of time energizing those inner thigh muscles. So you'll have to breathe through this, and we'll never stop the shimmy, we'll just keep it going. That's the good news about Egyptian shimmy. It really doesn't steal much of the energy out of the body. It's actually going to probably replenish that energy. Especially when we hear the music and hear this beautiful cycle, it feels like kind of a rise up and fall down. Do it with me. We can mimic that rise up with the arms and the breath. We don't stop the shimmy. Breathe in and breathe out. Keep going. Breathe in and out. Wonderful. So replenishing because the breath rises and falls with the music. Now, feet check again before we move up in the body of what we're practicing is remember, the balls of the feet should be on the floor. The ball of the foot is not in the center. It likes the inside a little bit more. And the pad of the foot is kind of in the second portion. So the toes, you can wiggle the toes, but the ball of the foot is the second portion. You're going to keep your weight on the inside, behind the big toe a little bit more than even close to being on the little toes. And you're letting your inner thighs push up into your body from there. From there, your legs are sweeping back and forth. And I hope you're practicing this whole time. I mean, like, we need 15, 20 minutes at least in a constant shimmy, so don't you dare give up. Good news is about Egyptian shimmy is that we have the ability to practice for that long because this is giving us some energy back, okay? So don't be too tight. If you're tightened up and you're, it's not easy, so breathe and relax. You can hear that beautiful music. It's gonna help you breathe and relax. So, now that we remember that we have to squeeze the inner thighs to make the motion and to fix the posture of the legs, what's happening here in the pelvis? Well, the psoas cannot be dippy. Dippy. No. So the psoas is the muscle that cuts in front. It needs to be contracting, holding my hips back so that my tailbone is tucking under. So if I as simply don't let my abs roll out, but I feel a gentle contract in, my psoas, that deep internal muscle, is going to be pulling back, and it's going to be an easier shimmy for me. That's what I want, easy shimmy. All right, so the inner thighs are super strong, the feet are super flat, the toes are relaxed, the balls are pushing through the feet. The psoas is contract. There you are, awesome. So as that psoas is contract, that's not a forever contract, that's not the hardest contract. Let's call that a new word, let's call that word engage. And as a dancer, you're gonna feel that there's a difference between a total contraction, which is the full muscle, and a muscle that might engage, which just means that gentle pull. It's like when I do this. I'm engaged. I have energy in my hand, right? I didn't pow, but I got some energy. So that's here. The psoas pulls back and in. It's fun to shimmy, isn't it? Don't stop. Awesome. Psoas pulls back and in. Now, at the diaphragm, which is the soft spot between where your rib cage opens up. This is a little bit hard right here. So don't worry, you can touch yourself. I won't tell. Touch. The soft spot in the middle where you breathe in. When I pull this up, it's going to give the appearance that my shimmy went faster. But I want you to know that it didn't.
So we're gonna lock our throat, we're gonna pull up and in. Keep that shimmy going, pull up and in. Good, so we make it look like it's shaking faster because we make the lines longer, or excuse me, tighter. Breathe in. It's as simple as breathing in right now. So you keep those legs nice and loose and just breathe in. Breathe out. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, 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 up. Good, shake it out a little bit, at least I need to. So dancers, total 100% squeezing of the inner thighs. Engaging of the psoas to make sure that the hips don't spill forward, that they're tucked in and back. From there, I want to lengthen my spine, right? So I want to build the bottom. I want to put the basement right on top, settle it right on top, and then from there, I want to pull up just a little bit. Especially in an Egyptian shimmy, if I can lift here, I'm going to start getting a little bit of area to sway my hips and move my hips in whatever of those shapes that we know that are coming. I feel like personally, if I'm not able to get that little bit of lift and resistance in my spine, as if I'm giving my spine an extra way to stretch, I won't have enough room to put something extra in my shimmy. I'll feel too compressed down to the ground, right? So again, 100% of all that you have is in the inner thighs, contracted tight and working, fierce. Now cut half of that fierceness in half and go for a gentle engagement. So the psoas, the muscle that goes from the rib cage to the front of the legs here, pulls in so that you can't spill out. That's so important. Now that you have one block, you want your other block on top, but I'm going to suggest a little bit of traction, a little bit of airiness, like that little bit of lift of air in your chest is going to give you a little extra spine. The longer your spine is, the more space you have to make all these beautiful Egyptian shimmy movements. So great, so great. You're hanging in there. Good job, everybody. Let's just take, I'm gonna go back again. We're gonna go through all that. This time we're gonna start adding some weight changes. But before we get there, I just want you to take a little bit of a stretch on the leg. So stand super tall on one leg. Don't let the hips swing out. Did you see that in the mirror? Don't let that happen. Keep that hip under. Tighten, tighten, tighten. And grab here. Keep it in. You don't have to stretch the knee if it's not comfortable. And I want you to get a nice stretch in the front of the quad. Awesome. Let's switch. So when you do this, you can't let, it's not a stretch if you let this leg kind of swing out. This is not a photo shoot. Cute for photos. This is the way we dance. So we're gonna keep that hip nice and tight. Pull up and in. Good, you gotta get out all that tension. So, on the shimmy, we're gonna change the side to side. We're gonna add the circle around, right? And then, I don't know, maybe, probably, we'll add the figure 8, which is just adding the twist. Please notice, slide is equal, but front and back of the circle isn't. Front is slight, while back is bigger. Slight and bigger. So I hope you noticed that. This is back to neutral, right? So it's only on that circle that you want to give it don't make it even. If you make it even, you might hurt your lower back. And we don't want it. Perfect. So, as we begin our shimmy,
The inner thighs are at 100% tension. The psoas engaged to ensure that the hips are not spilling forward. Like you don't see like if this was a bowl of soup, we're not spilling forward, we're tucked in. And right here at the diaphragm, a little bit of lift puts that smile on our face and tightens the motion in the belly a little bit without needing to speed up. That's probably going to be important. So we want to start feeling that lift from the beginning. When we get that lift, it becomes easy to change the weight. So we have that right, left, right, left. My arms are flying off here forward to the diagonal. When they're forward, it's so much easier for me to feel that push down in my lat. It's not on the side, and I'm not pressing side to side. I'm here in my diagonal, and I'm pushing my body into that diagonal. Even though the audience is definitely going to see side to side, and you can just generically think of it side to side, the sophisticated spot in the body is that little 3/4, and that has to do with your psoas. All that. So we're still only on the side to side, but now we're ready to add that little gentle forward, bigger back. Gentle forward, breathe in, bigger back. Rock your weight forward, make it around. Good, we're gonna stop here on this side so we get to go the other way. And breathe in, around. Breathe in, around. I'm really hearing that doom and getting my weight all the way there. And 1. Up, up, up. Other side, a little faster. Front, back, front, back, front, back, side to side. 1, 2, 1, 2. Keep the shimmy going, keep the smiling. Stop, reverse. 1, pull back, 2, pull back. Stir that pot, breathe in and out, let that shimmy move. Up, up, around. Use your breath. Good, side to side. 1, 2, 3, 4, slow. And 1, 2, 3, 4, slow. Yes, let's do 1.5. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Circle. 1. Pull it in. Around. Last time. Side to side. And. Faster. Come, come. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, and 1. Up. And up. 2 more times. Up, 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 up. Last time. Good. So if we take the front and back point out, no longer here, right? But twist. The Egyptian shimmy with an extra pull back. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2,
1. We wouldn't want to go any faster than this because you don't want too many fast movements. Do, 10, do, and yes, 1. Do, do, do. All we have to add is the weight change. Are you ready? Are you feeling that twist? Feeling that shimmy? Are you breathing? Good. We step to the side. Side to side. Twist side. Twist side. Should we go slower? 1 and 2. Twist, switch, pull up. Twist, switch, pull up. Keep going. Twist, switch, pull up. Twist, switch, pull up. Faster? Oh, saved by the music. All right, we can take a little break. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. How about you get your water? Please get your water. Not wanting to move on. Okay, no reason to move on. We're gonna stay here. You don't always have to do that figure 8 passing from one side to the other. You can take a twist and center, and then use it to switch. And then we twist to the other side. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, other side. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, other side. Single leg. Are you getting that single leg in there? All right, we'll go over it. And switch. Last time, single leg. Before we go over it. All right. So, think of the speed that you had with both legs moving. Okay? So you got that speed. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And 1, 2 would refer to right foot and left foot. So if I said 1, it was right, and 2 is left, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And if I was in that rhythm, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1. When I just drop to that 1, it becomes feeling pretty slow. So if I go to change my weight from a shimmy that is into the both legs, once I go to the single leg, this is a chance that you have to go faster. And that's your only chance. That's why it's really important that you perfect how slow you can go on your Egyptian shimmy. You actually want a pretty smooth move because then if you bring it over to a single leg, your shake is still loose. You don't want to bring it into this like, looks tense, looks weird, right? So if I had 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, I dropped the 2, you know that that's not your shimmy speed. If I stood on one leg and went, I gotta pick up that speed a little bit. So this is where I feel like we get the chance to bring it up tighter. A full Egyptian shimmy with 2 feet, let me say, it feels like a wow. Like in the waterfall, the rushing of the feeling of, you know, the nice shower. It just goes and it splashes away. Now, when I go to a single leg, that washing away, I begin to pull my energy in towards my center. I've heard a lot of dancers describe that as a shimmer. No, why did I say that? This is shimmer. I'm shimmer. Shiver. Shiver. Maybe shimmer. Maybe I've heard people say that before. Shiver, tension shimmy, freeze, shimmy, these kinds of things. So instead of, and maybe you could, but when I do a single leg, I start to
pull the energy into my body. So my leg is still making the same contraction that it did, but look, it's not in action with both. Look how much belly movement I have when I move both legs. So that one's great. I want you to do it. But there might be times where you want to just bring it, bring the audience attention just to the single leg. So my thought to you is to think of that in two different ways. The double leg is just the whoosh, letting it flow, it opens. Now when I go to the single leg, I kind of pick up the energy and I bring it into my body. Right? So I'm going to make it tighter by connecting down into the ground. If I put my pinky toes into the ground, I cannot do it. I actually experimented for you. Look, fish foot, back foot, I can't do it. I have to be in my inner thigh. Pushing the ball of my foot is the only way to find this motion. Awesome. Now, when my posture got better just now and I wasn't all sunk down, you can start to see it in the body. So I'm letting that muscle contract into the body. I have so many options. I could roll front and back by changing my weight. I could drop my heel down and up and still get that move. But for today, you can just practice that tension shimmy into the floor. Breathe in, breathe out. All right, so if you put your weight forward too, you're never gonna get it. Great song. I shouldn't sing it, but I want to. Put your weight back so that you actually feel that dig in, and when you get that dig in, you start to get that pull into the body. So there it is, Egyptian shimmy. I almost don't even want to call this Egyptian shimmy because the Egyptian shimmy is that fluid, open, double leg. This one is kind of getting into some tension because we're picking it up. So you practiced great on that side. Let's just practice now on the other side. And naturally, you're gonna feel different on this side. So give yourself some time to warm up. Go back to changing, was I turned out? Am I turned in? Am I on my inner thighs? Like, what is it? Because every dancer is gonna have a different feeling from one side of the body. If you don't pay attention to it, you don't improve on it, and then we got some trouble. Because we're wasting our time. Let's push that in, push, connect. Connect. We can lift up, we can change where our weight is, we can find maybe a better spot. Remember, if we go forward, we may lose it, so we have to push it down. Sometimes we can drop the heel down to the ground, so we hit. There, one. And my heel's just dropping to the ground on the one. And forward. Back, forward, back. Other side, and forward, and back. You can push it through the ground, get that shimmy down, and up. Forward, back, push, back. Good. So the leg doesn't have to just be to the side. You can also probably get that tension shimmy into your lovely third position, right? I don't know if you can see it. Because by nature it's pretty small, but if you have the right costume on, so you push down, you squeeze your inner thighs. What options do you have? You could twist. You could plie with that twist. To keep the shimmy going, I don't want to release that push down. I got to push down into the floor harder and harder all the time. So it's like I'm almost going to try to dig down into the floor. That's how I can get that movement, push down. Have I said it? Push down. Down. I'm not using my other leg, I'm just using that single. And we're talking about the single being more of a tension, more of a draw into the body than if I was doing the Egyptian and using both legs at the same time. Dancers, how are you feeling? Feeling good? I bet you are. All right, so if I had an Egyptian shimmy, and I have this posture in my legs, I'd like to do a tap, twist, open, and tap. Then I'm going to twist, and when I come back, my foot's to the outside. I'm still using both my legs, so I have to change my weight, bring it into the center, twist, both legs, up, twist. I don't know why I'm saying twist, shimmy. Hey, hey guys. So, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 1, and 2. Twist, drop. So your legs are open, in, and open, and in. Twist, open, drop, and open. Think about where your weight is. Twist both legs together. Twist, open, and good. Let's try again from the back. When your legs are here, you need to have your weight between them both. Drop. You're here again. You lift up. When you drop down, you got to make sure you're between them both. Up, drop. Up, drop. Twist, drop. And drop. Twist, drop. And drop. 1. And 2. And 1. And 2. One more time. Drop. Up. Lift, drop. Wonderful. Wonderful dancers. If I'm here and I want to twist, I contract my spiral, the anti-twist that swings me around, right? So if I'm going 5, 6, 7, and then I gotta drop, right? So my and is the lock it back. Once I lock it back, it naturally swings, swings, swings. I'm up on my heels, and when I drop down, I find myself in my center. 1, and 2, and 1, and 2, and 1, 2. Hey, all right. Good job. Shall we? Oh, maybe we have to move on. Let's move on. We've done all right, we'll do a little work right here. I'm going to turn up the music a little bit louder. And how much of this do we have? We're just listening. That's it. So, how many seconds? Oh yes, that's what I thought. 40 seconds. 40 seconds is easy. 40 seconds of improv at home is way easy, right? And 40 seconds of improv at home when you probably have the space around you like a closet, even better. This is the best small little space to learn in because it's going to teach you something about being delicate and being gentle and taking it easy on the shapes in your body from the beginning. We are just going to
See, I have to stay kind of compact into this little screen right here. We know that we have that beautiful strumming of the instrument. Blah, 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 blah. We hear that very easily. So I want your knees to follow that little strumming. Okay, so your knees are following the canute. I think it's the canute. So you're listening. I don't know, maybe it's this. So we listen. The other thing that we have that's very easy to identify is a stop and a go. A stop and a go. You hear go. Did you hear the stop? Yes, there was a stop. Easy. All your body has to do is stop and go. Stop and go. The movement is the shimmy in the knee. That's fine. Now I'm going to add you one more thing to do. This is very simple. Stay with me. And actually, since it's so simple, don't overdo it. Maybe that's the challenge for you today. Maybe today is don't overdo it. Let's keep this simple. Some of you, other of you, we can do this, okay? So, shimmy on the sound, stop when the sound stops. Now the last part is, you have something in this called melody. Melody is the changing in pitches and tones, where sometimes maybe you hear it rise up, and sometimes you hear it roll down, up and down. Right. So you can find it. Now, I know that when we're doing Egyptian shimmy, maybe the only thing that's rising up and down, because we do not bend our knees during Egyptian shimmy, might be the arms. But I don't really want you to feel compelled to move the arms right now. I want you just to think of possibly that rise up and down, if you feel it at all, only turns into the breath. So the rise becomes somewhere here. With the music, of course, if it stops, and then you go back. See, I can hear the music in my head. Okay, last thing, easy. Change your weight slightly around, circle, swirl, whatever you want to do with that little weight change, because that's going to feel really good. So dancers, this is a little bit of an improv. Maybe we do it 3 times together. All right? 3 times together. You shouldn't necessarily be watching me. You should just be listening to music and having this good, juicy moment. 3 things you're doing. Shimmy. Stop when the music stops. And when you hear the melody rise or lift, add that into the breath. The breath works in the heart. You'll be dancing by that point. Here we go. Yes. All right. Hard part, don't add the arms. Hard part, don't add the arms. So we're listening to the music. We're just getting the strum when we hear the music on. We finish, we freeze when we hear the music off. The only other thing is melody comes in. You hear the tones change. You hear the sounds kind of slide into something high and something low. Use the breath to follow those sounds, and then just use all the horizontal movements. We're going to limit our body from moving the arms at all, and that's just going to be a challenge, right? We're going to just try to feel the melody pass through just the inside of the body. Oh yeah, I felt it over here. Felt it over here. Felt it over here. And then you'll know to stop when you stop. Okay? So this is just a little bit of an improvisational game. While you're improvising, you must listen to the music, okay? You must listen to the music and know there's no reason to rush. Relax. Oh, I hear that beautiful strumming. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, I hear a stop. right? And just breathing. Here we go. We're gonna do it 2 more times. Maybe these 2 more times straight through, from the top.
يعشم فن قوم الصار معانا الليل يعشم فن قوم الصار معانا الليل واسمعوا نادي بصوت
All right. Is that fun? Take a little bit of a pull down, deep breath in. Put those elbows down on the knees. Stretch. Pull the leg in over, long line. Other side. Thank you everybody for joining me. Have a great evening. Sarah will be with you tomorrow. Get ready to dance. Love you guys. Take care. Tahisha Beth. You dance to it all the time. I'll send it to you. Bye guys.